ain't the time for that. This ain't the time for that. Let's go. Yes, my good people, we're just about getting started to here. We had a good sound check, so what's taking place here? What going on there? It's plugging. The bottom one is out. The bottom one. The bottom one. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes, we're about getting started here on the road, getting ourselves organized, huh? Your children's
together Friday afternoon with another awareness march. And we do so on the backdrop of the mighty arrow, who asks us a very important question. Won't we sit idly by when we see our country dying, when our children's future are at stake? And he said, no, we can't, and I'm in agreement with him. And so this afternoon, we are reminding you that the greatest threat to St. Kitts and Nevis is just around the horizon if we do not do something about it. And that there is this SSZ law that was run through our parliament by Dr. Joe and 2 members of his cabinet, and Mark Brantley and 2 members of his cabinet. And this is about bringing in a different settlement in the people in the country of St. Kitts and Nevis, and in particular on the island of Nevis, where a rich billionaire wants to set up a country or a settlement on a part of Nevis that is bigger than St. Paul's. And St. Paul's is the Charlestown area in Nevis. St. Paul's is the Charlestown center of Nevis. And here it is that a billionaire wants to come and to take over a part of Nevis that is bigger than Charlestown. And what he wants it for, not for a business hub, but he wants it for a settlement according to him, where rich people can come and raise their families in security and with little or no taxation. And he would have claimed that St. Kitts and Nevis are with crime, we're infested with crime, and so he wants a zone with special security so he can protect his people in the zone. He don't tell us about us. And we're saying this should not happen, it must not happen, and I'm appealing to us not to allow that to take place.
Get close to the chair.
So for all persons who are in solidarity with us there, and in solidarity with St. Kitts and Nevis, I welcome you in your numbers, and I'm looking forward for others to join us in the future. One of the vexing things about this whole matter, apart from the fact that this white billionaire wants to come and set up his own commune on Nevis, is that our government are in agreement with this. Our Prime Minister, during his budget address, lauded how his government would have given land titles to citizens of St. Kitts in order for them to build equity, in order for them to empower themselves, in order for them to pass on a posterity to their children and to their children's children. And that is commendable. That is beautiful. That is wonderful. I am happy that persons who are landless now has title to lands and are looking forward to others getting their titles to lands. But on the flip side of that, on Nevis, Dr. Drew and Mark Brantley are encouraging the people of Nevis to sell their lands. Now tell me if this is not hypocrisy. That in St. Kitts, land ownership will empower the people of St. Kitts. And that is good. It is commendable. It's wonderful. But in Nevis, Nevisians who own lands and has lands must sell their lands not to a Nevisian, not to a Kittitian, not to somebody from Antigua or Montserrat, but to sell it to a white man who wants to bring into our country 30,000 or more settlers, according to him. Again, I'm saying to us, people of St. Kitts and people of Nevis, we must not allow that to happen. We would have known the plight of the people of South Africa when the European settlers went in and how they ill-treated us, how they put us in commune, how they said that we were not worthy to have an education, how we had to have passes to move around the country of our own. And now the children of those very same Europeans and oppressors are coming back and are invited back into our country by Mark Brantley and Dr. Terence Drew to take over our country. And I will ask the question, will you sit idly by and allow this thing to happen? And he said no, I said no, and I trust that all of you will say no. So here it is.
What you say?
Johnson,
No.
the rich billionaire.
Hell no.
He's saying that he do not want to enter any partnership with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I don't want to be in any lease agreement with you. I want to buy you out wholesale every inch of your lands. According to Mark Brantley, the starting point is 2,400 acres. But there is no cap. They can buy up as much as people would allow them to get. And himself is saying that the government has some lands in the area and he is willing to swap those lands with that same white man for them to build a commune. But it goes worse than that, because that same white man who wants to buy the land from us are saying that after he would have set up his commune, we can come back in and buy again from him. So could you imagine that you have a piece of land and he will buy it for you for $1,000, for example, and then he's saying to you that he is going to sell back that land to you in the future when he put a house on it, and he might be selling back to you for 10,000 or $1 million. We cannot allow this to happen. We cannot allow this white man to disrespect us and to think that we are stupid. We are a people, we are told, 98% literate. It means that we can read and we can write. It means that we can understand. And so how is it that our government can take so little of us that they're saying to you that you have land, sell your lands to a white man, and then that white man is saying to you, I will allow you to come back and buy back your land. He's not going to be selling you for the same price. The market will be up, way up. And so I'm saying to you, we must put a stop to this. Then it goes deeper than that, because the whole thing is shaded in lies and deception. Here it is that this libertarian man, and he claimed to that, people who do not believe in laws, people who believe that they can do as they like and what they please, people who don't believe in our judicial system, who claims that they will put up their own system. And I'll pause.
It shall be sold unto your enemies. We're going over the Israelites. was the curses of the Israelites, which history of people is matched, which is the curses. They were sold unto their enemies, right? On men and on women. Bro, you know what 5 men is? You know what a 5 man is? What is it? 5 people, slave men, and slave women, right? And no man shall buy you, meaning not labor, not God. No kind of politics is going to serve us. Christ is the Messiah.
There's a pause in respect of another group that was having a meeting. But we go again. So listen to you. The heritage that we have, this white libertarian who claims that he does not believe in government. As a matter of fact, they claim that government should be treated the very same way that you treat a rapist or a murderer or persons who are involved in criminal activities. That is the respect that he has for our government. The respect that he has, the disrespect that he has for our country is to say to the world that St. Kitts and Nevis is a crime-infested country, that we have high crimes. And so he wants a spot on Nevis so that he can set up his own housing arrangement.
Yeah, I'm going to call it with the country.
And that he could decide what takes place inside that zone. Country. They will have their own courts and settle their own matters. And only if somebody inside their zone are not satisfied, then they could apply to our court system for redress. I'm saying to us, we cannot allow that to happen. That these police officers in St. Kitts and in Nevis will have control over us, but they will not have control over Mr. Johnson and the people in his commune. I want to remind you, my brothers and sisters, that we are an independent people. We are a proud people, and we cannot allow anybody to come and take over this country where our forefathers and mothers fought hard for. You would remember the battles of rising. Our forefathers rose up and fought so that we can have freedom, so that we can have land to occupy. Remember the legacy of the great Robert Llewellyn Butcher, how he fought to make sure that the lands in St. Kitts and Nevis were for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Now we have Terence Drew and Mark Huntley are saying to us that we must now surrender hundreds, thousands of acres of those very same lands that Butcher fought for so that we could have. So that his friends, their friends, their rich backers could live in comfort, could live in ease, secure away from us. The funny thing about it, according to Mr. Johnson, they are going to have security at the borders of his zone. And we will have to have special passes to get inside his zone. But there's nothing that says that we will have borders to secure us from Mr. Johnson. We cannot allow that to happen. We must not allow that to happen. We must not allow ourselves to be marginalized and to be cut off from any segment of the lands in St. Kitts and Nevis. And it's not only limited to Nevis, because Dr. Denzel Douglas has already announced that, like Johnson wants to do in Nevis with what he called Destiny, there are persons who are applying for the Whitegate area who may want to do the very same thing. And we must not allow that to happen. Yes, we want development. Yes, we want business on this country. Yes, we want money in the country. But it must not come at the expense of the exclusion of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis from our inheritance, our lands. And so again, we are told that we must give up our power, give up our equity, give up that which we have to pass on to our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren, as some of us as inherited from our ancestry. And so now, Dr. Joe and Mark Brantley are saying to us that we must give up that to a set of white libertarians, people who have little or no respect for black people, the people who believe that black people are less than. We cannot allow that to happen. Johnson would have admitted that he's from Belgium, that he has a Belgian passport. And when asked, are you mindful to give up your Belgian passport and just hold on to the St. Kitts and Nevis passport that you bought? He said no, because his Belgian passport is going to give him ease of travel throughout Europe and where he wants to go. And so he's going to hold to his Belgian citizenship. He's going to hold to his St. Kitts and Nevis citizenship. But he's not going to Belgium, where he's from, to set up his commune. He wants to come in our country. He wants to come on Nevis. And he's saying that he's going to put an office in St. Kitts. And I believe that he wants to put one in St. Kitts too. And so he is going to come here to set up his commune. Why you don't do it in Belgium? Why you didn't do it in Europe? When he came among us, because he said our governments are broke, our country is broke, and so therefore he is going to come to give us money and take our lands so that he can do what he wants with. The land do not belong to Mark Brantley. Our lands do not belong to Dr. Terence Drew. Our land does not belong to Dr. Denzel Douglas. Our lands belong to us. And we must defend our lands and do our utmost best to hold on to our lands. We cannot give it away. Our forefathers fought too hard. They were beaten. They were paid little. They sacrificed in order for us to have this. And then to take it and to give it away, something is fundamentally wrong with that, my brothers and sisters. And again, Aaron says, would you sit idly by and allow this thing to happen? He said, no, no, no. And we must say the very same thing. No, no, no. We must not sell out our children. We must not sell out our grandchildren. We must not sell out our great-grandchildren. We must not sell out our black brothers and sisters. Absolutely no way. And so we must fight to save St. Kitts. We must fight to save Nevis. We must fight to save the country of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we must fight for a bright future for our children and our grandchildren. Our children are not supposed to suffer the way that we suffered. We're supposed to leave something in lieu of them so that they can empower themselves. Just like Dr. Drew said, that he is trying to empower the people of St. Kitts so that they can pass on something to their generation. And then the same Dr. Drew has joined up with Premier Mark Bradley, to say to us in Nevis that we must sell. And then we have Eric Evelyn, who has the audacity to say there is no cap. They can buy as much as they can get to buy. They must take as much as they can take. And that they must bring in as much people as they can bring in. Because again, there is no cap. Now listen to this, my brothers and sisters. Dr. Drew was incensed when, according to him, Timothy Harris would have given certain certificates. So approximately 25,000 people to come in and inhabit St. Kitts and Nevis, or to have citizenship of St. Kitts and Nevis. He said that it was a travesty. He referred to it as treasonous, which means treasonous means it's something that is punishable by death or by the highest penalty that we could mete out. And yet the same Dr. Joe is now agreeing that approximately 30,000 to 40,000 persons to come and live on Nevis that only has about 13,500 people. Tell me if this is not unjust. If 25,000 was too much for the whole of St. Kitts and Nevis, how is it that approximately 30,000 is from Nevis? Do he think that Nevians are stupid? Do he believe that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis are stupid? Well, we must send them a strong message and let them know that we are not a stupid people. We are a wise people. We are a brave people. And just like our fathers fought in the Buckley's riot to make sure that we have freedom and to make sure that we have a part of this country under our own control, we are willing to fight again at this time. And so, my brothers and sisters, we are here again today just to encourage you, to insensitize you to be a part of this. I want you to know that we are not against white people. They have come and they lived among us and made great contribution and empower us. I have no problem with that. The Gospel family in Nevis, they made and continue to make a tremendous contribution to the development of Nevis. Mr. Johnson has no interest in the development of St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Johnson has an interest in setting up a commune similar to Jim Jones. I do not know if they're going to kill themselves inside there. That's their business. But I'm saying it should not happen on our shores and on our watch. We must do everything within our power to make sure that that does not happen. We must stop it. We must hear the message of oil and ask yourself as an individual, as I ask myself as an individual, would I stand idly by? Would I sit still when they see our country dying and in this case being sold off to rich libertarian people because they claim that they have money? But in all the talk that they're talking
Love the
about,
common catering service.
It's going to bring jobs and jobs and jobs. When Johnson is asked what type of jobs he's going to bring, he has not said yet, and he cannot say. But one of the striking things and the frightening thing is that Johnson is looking towards our CBI money to build out his Destiny project. And so he came and fooled Terence Drew and fooled Mark Bradley into thinking that he's this rich billionaire and that he's going to pump billions of dollars into our country. Himself is saying that he's willing to start the project, but that he is going to build it up. The way he's going to build it up, with good afternoon, see that. He's going to build it up with our CBI money.
come back. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going fast. Okay. So I'm saying that Mr. Johnson is saying that he's going to come and he's going to spend a little bit of his money to start his project, as he calls it. But afterwards, he is going to be looking to our CBI money, our passport money, to build out his project for himself, to enrich himself, and for his friends to have security. And we again will be left out in the cold. We must ask ourselves, how many persons come here saying that they're going to do development? They're going to give us thousands of jobs. They're going to spend millions and billions of dollars only to find out that we have to turn around and bail them out. Only to find out that some of them, they would start their development and afterwards abandon the development and run away with millions of dollars in their hands. It happened in Nevis. The government in Nevis would have given a company named Newfound 600 acres of land, they say, to do a development, hotel development on the island of Nevis. And then the people ran away. They own the land. They control the land. We are told that they would have already sold the land. We have not gotten 1 cent out of that because no jobs came, but they went away with 600 acres of land. And so we here we have Johnson, like the others, because I believe Johnson recognized that there are so many who came before him and were able to get lands and get CBI monies and make millions for themselves and then run away. And I guess he tell himself that I can do the very same thing. So he come with the same promise. Only in this case that he was honest enough to say that I am not setting up business. I am setting up a housing community. Not for anybody, but I'm setting up housing community for rich billionaires to come and to raise families in security and where they will have to pay little or no taxes. And so my brothers and sisters, again, I am pleading to you, I'm pleading with you, and saying to you, let us join together and defend the sovereignty of St. Kitts and Nevis, or else soon we will make up and find ourselves surrounded with billions or thousands of white libertarians controlling us. We must not allow that to happen again in St. Kitts and in Nevis. Thank you.
All right. Too low.
Let us create a spirit and correct all mistakes.
the Black Widows, they're going to have to be there.
So when you come here,
You're grabbing that?
Let's unite and stand up. All right, all night and night. Let us reintegrate that current always is. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. Rise, see us. Would you assist building a wall so massive or a bridge? Don't care how small. As one fence divide our people, the other unite us all. Unambitious men just cannot be a part of this community. Let's
Mr. DJ. Mr. DJ, kill that a bit, kill that a bit. Yes, good afternoon, folks. Good afternoon, folks. How you all doing? How you all doing? Tolo, how you doing? Well, folks, I'm DJ Mauricio, and we're coming to you live from downtown Bastia, right here at the West Bus and Ferry Terminal. And you know something? I have a sense of joy and at the same time a sense of disappointment for our St. Kitts Nevis people. Look who we have in our midst today. Look who we have in our midst today.
All the Gaskell except for Roswell and my two little grandsons.
And a sister Gaskell right next to you.
And Mommy Gaskell, but not Mommy Branson.
So we have the great Brother Gaskell here, the great author, journalist, whatever you want to give him, entrepreneur. Mommy Gaskell, the grandkids. We also have another junior Gaskell here, a junior Mommy Gaskell, and the man James. James, before I get into the punching with my presentation, I have to ask you, I know you don't like the mic, you prefer to be driving the boat, and you prefer to be doing a lot of other things out there in the community. But I am going to ask you to make your presentation at this time. Brother James Charles Gaskell.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. Not very comfortable with these presentations, but this makes my fourth one. I'm going to have to find someone to talk to, so I'm talking to you. Do you mind? Do you mind if I talk to you?
Talk to me. Talk to me, Brother Charles. Talk to me.
I'm very proud to be here. I'm here with my whole immediate family. My two kids and a wife. They couldn't be here. They're at a Christmas concert. Merry Christmas to everybody. Anyway, this is the third time I'm coming to this awareness march. And so if I think about when I first started hearing about this SSD and potential project in the south of Nevis, I'd have to walk back to nearer the beginning of the year. From what I understand, the sirens, the alarms were being sounded from about November last year. People were talking about big land purchases that were happening in the south. Anyway, I really started hearing open in the street sirens from about July 10th. That infamous town hall down Hamley's Park where Carlin Lawrence courageously got up and confronted the Premier about the rumors that were going around. Now, this started to sound the siren, and following that, at the end of July, there was a bill read for the first time in the Parliament, had a second and third reading on the 11th of August, and we heard it been passed on that same day. The siren by this stage was blaring so loud in my ears, I didn't know what to do. I had to try and find other people who were hearing it. And that brought me over here to St. Kitts on the first occasion on the 26th of September this year. And ever since, monthly, minus the October march on the 31st, I was not able to make that. I'm going to come here every time this happens, and I'm going to continue spreading this message. And the message is very simple. We have a nascent, semi-independent country here, and we want to save it as such. I've understood recently that the of blessed memory Washington Archibald had various speeches take, and in one of them he speaks to the land issue. And I feel it very, very strongly within me. I've been in St. Kitts and Nevis specifically, my whole life. It's my home, it's all I know. So I feel the threat that this Destiny proposal and SSZ law that it brought with it, I feel that threat that it has to my fellow citizens, my family, my future family, my unborn family. So once, if they are approved to take out a little over 4 square miles in the south of Nevis, they may very well build out their elaborate project in 10 years and build 10,000 units for families to come and live in and outnumber the natives on Nevis. This is something that is not written in the SSZ law, and it's not directly written in this unseen Destiny proposal, but it's been spoken about enough. And in fact, during interview, the Destiny developer himself mentioned that the plan was to build out 10,000 units for wealthy individuals to come and live in a safe environment. The safe environment would be made possible by allowing them certain laws which would allow them to take care of jurisdiction and courts and security, whereas they would supposedly fall within the St. Kitts and Nevis Constitution outside of that. As I've seen it, it's a sort of compromise between what the group, which is called Free Society, plan and have been planning for most of their adult life, at least the past 10 years, let us say. So I see it as a compromise between being able to sell that project to the general populace of an Afro-Caribbean descendant island, and a compromise between what the government will allow and what the group wants. So the government has tried to take over the idea of keeping a port and a hospital, which they wanted to do themselves. And so they plan to build out this zone and have 10,000 families living there. It's 4.5, let's say just over 4 square miles. With 10,000 families in 4 square miles, mainland Nevis will become overridden with people from this zone. They will come into mainland Nevis on a daily basis to enjoy everything we have to offer. They will not pay any taxes, they won't pay any road taxes. You and me will continue to license our vehicle. They will drive around in robo-taxis built by Tesla company. The investor is an investor in Tesla, in X, in Ethereum, early Bitcoin. The list goes on. We learn that he has historical appreciation for an American man who was outspoken in his view of black people, I guess, called Charlie Kirk. We learn a lot of not very encouraging things about this man, and yet here we are, bending down, genuflecting, as I say, of my premier, genuflecting towards this man, as if he's some sort of a savior. So the reality for us, we've just had the budget drop here this week, we had it in Nevis week before. The reality is that we're in a really hard position financially, a rock and a hard place kind of position, where we have to choose, or seemingly we have to choose, between this libertarian savior and the IMF. Whether they're linked or not, I cannot tell, but we have to choose between one or the other to keep our country going. I'm here to say that I see another way, and I don't think it's going to come out of tribal party politics. Party politics is killing this land. It's got families split up, fighting one another over individuals who, I mean, they're white-collar criminals. Let's stop fighting for the attention of white-collar criminals. Let's form our own civil, unified society that says we want our country back. We're going to work together, build up our economy from the ground up, local people forward, not in the background. Nothing reliant on direct foreign investment or sovereignty compromise, such as we've been doing since semi-independence. You cannot continue to compromise your sovereignty if you value your small landmass. I am going to come here and stand shoulder to shoulder with Mr. Marishaw and my friends them, and I'm going to bring more people every time to show that this is a serious message. I am an apolitical individual. I do not do party politics or tribalism. What I am doing here, standing in front of a camera microphone at the West Ferry and Bus Terminal, is something that makes me remarkably uncomfortable. I'm sweating all over my body. You can't understand that in a black t-shirt, but I promise you that's what's going on. But I'm standing up, and I promise you it doesn't matter what color my skin is, just listen to the words. I'm standing up to show the people of this nation who I love since they reared me. I was reared by black people, along with these legendary folk to my left. I want the nation to realize this ain't politics. This is people saving our federation, our characters. What does it mean to you? To me, it means everything. It means my life. And I'm going to stick my head up every occasion and say, St. Kitts and Nevis matters. St. Kitts and Nevis and divisions and petitions matter. They come first for me.
Yes. Nice.
One love, St. Kitts and Nevis. Blessings. Bless up, DJ.
Lovely speech, Brother Charles Gaskell. And I want to thank you for your continued support. Your dad is amazing. I never expected to see your dad come down to march for this cause. How old is your dad?
He's 88. My mother is also blind. I should be noted. So he led her around Central Basket by the line.
Okay, and how old is your mom?
She's 82.
Wow. 82-year-old mom and an 88-year-old dad. A blind mom is here fighting for the patrimony for our federation. So I would hope that your people of St. Kitts and Nevis understands what is demonstrated here this afternoon. And I hope you guys had a chance to hear the budget report, because guess what? I understand in 3 years, what we had was some $700+ million in deficit under this government. $700+ million deficit in 3 years under this Dr. Drew-led Labour administration. My good people, we got to pay attention. We have to do our part to save our country from these criminals that we have in Parliament. He stood around. He stood around. I see some young men came down from Nevis to join us. I want to thank you guys for showing your interest in our country. Any one of you have the courage to take the mic? Any one of you want to say anything? Any one of you young lads? Okay, the young lad said that they're so disappointed in our government. They might say some words that is not appropriate for this event, so they would yield to Mr. Tulu. So Mr. Tulu is up next on the mic. I am DJ Mawisha. I'm here doing my part to save our country from these criminals that I helped elected back in 2022. That is what I'm here doing. Now, my good people, there's going to be a lot more rallies and activity will be taking place. I'm pretty sure many of you listen to the DJ Mawisha podcast weekly. I said on Wednesday evening that would be my final podcast for the year. But after hearing the budget yesterday, I have to come back and drop a few things. So, Brother Tulu, are you ready? Pastor Tulu, very good job earlier on the road. Very great job earlier on the road. And you see me Tulu just find a girlfriend that was looking for him in Davis.
Good afternoon once again. I'm going to be very brief at this time because I've spoken quite a bit already for the afternoon. I want to say to you, the persons who are in diaspora, that I encourage you to continue this fight to try to save savings and leaders. And to say to us here in this country that we must also rally together to save leaders. We need the young, we need the not so young, we need the not so old like me, and we need the old like you. For all of us to come together and to save leaders for these young people, for their children, and for their grandchildren. It's important that we do. Our leaders have already set themselves. They have enough that if they want to live 4 lives over, they can live comfortably. Our premier, he has lands, he has business, he has wealth. And it is so sad that he is at the forefront of encouraging the people of Nevis to give up their power, to give up their wealth, to give up their patronage that they could pass on to future generations, and to put it into the hands of his friends, the clients of his life. And so they will be making off handsomely if they have not already made off handsomely. And so it is clear that the premier is in this not for us, but for his benefit. Not for us, but for his family's benefit. Not for us, but for the benefit of his rich friends, who they dine on maybe on yachts and drink the finest wine and eat at the finest restaurants, and so he can boast and post his pictures of him whining and dining and grinning at us. And if that was not enough, he would have asked himself, what else can I do to demean and degrade the people of Nevis? And so he dug deep and he came up with this one to encourage us to sell off a portion of Nevis that is bigger inside than the whole of Charlestown and the whole of St. Paul's, to give it into the hands of his friends, and so that they can raise their families. Again, my brothers and sisters, we are hearing that we have crime in the country. While our government, and while our police, and while we are saying that there is a downtown crime in St. Kitts and Nevis, Johnson was bold enough and brash enough and forward enough to say to the world that St. Kitts and Nevis is a high crime country. So basically, when you're hearing that the country is high crime, you're signaling to others not to come to that country because your lives will be in danger, you will not be safe. And so he's saying that he wants to have a safe zone, And in order for him to have a safe zone, he wanted to have that part of Nevis that has not been occupied in recent times in terms of people living there. But the area is being used for agricultural purposes. And so he said that he is willing to give that portion of Nevis into the hands of his friends or his client in order for them to rear their family in secret. In secrecy or in privacy, away from crime and violence and security security. Then what happens to the rest of us? It tells me that the Premier do not care about the rest of us, because if he is willing to give them security forces to protect them, how come he's not going to try to beef up the security forces to protect us? And so my brothers and sisters, we will have to protect ourselves from Mark Brantley and from Dr. Joe and from the creators or the framers of destiny for our own survival and that of our future generations. So I'm saying to you, come alongside us, join us, because if they get a foothold, they are going to take not only a body hold, but they're going to take a stronger hold upon us. Because Mr. Johnson done said, because whatever arrangement he has with the government, if that government does not come up with what they want, he is going to sue. Somebody said to me that the Premier would have said in the past that if Johnson doesn't get what Johnson wants, the penalty for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis will be $23 billion. But if Johnson does not come up, Johnson will only have to give up $75 million in lands. What a slap in the face. What a disgrace. What an insult we have from a leader who boasts that he was the greatest in class, that nobody could outsmart him. But somehow Johnson was able to outsmart him to get him to want to give up that significant portion of Nevis and to agree with Johnson for him to bring in over 30,000 persons to live in that zone, and that 30,000 persons is not a cap. They would have said that that is open-ended, and so they can bring in as much as they can bring. And they're also saying that Johnson will be able to go around Nevis or others like Johnson and see lands, and the people are minded to sell, which the Premier of Nevis is encouraging them to sell. Then soon and very soon, we will be somewhere, I do not know if we'll be still at Nevis, they might force us on to move the island. We must not allow that to happen. So I'm saying to you, my brothers and sisters, for the last time for this year, from this spot, let us stand together, follow the message from Arrow. Would you stand and see your country dying? Would you stand and allow the patrimony of the country to go down and our children's future will diminish? Or will you stand up and fight against the tyranny of this government to make sure that you preserve a legacy for yourselves and for your children and your children's children? I am saying to you that the best thing to do and the right thing to do is to stand up for your country, stand up for your children, stand up for your grandchildren, and stand up for your great-grandchildren. And do not allow Mark Brantley and Mr. Jensen to have their way on the island of Nevis. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Brother Tolo, for that great presentation as usual. I know that we have about another 29 minutes before our end. So I'm going to give my boy here, Mr. Manners, an opportunity to say a few words. And we got to finish at 6, so we're going to try and get as much in as possible. So, Brother Manners.
Good afternoon, everybody. All we want you all to do is to just follow the trend. Follow the trend. We cannot let them limit Kitts and Nevis. We have a country to build, a country to mold. We have to look at the children's future. It's not me. Just now it's pretty flower on the board, but for a lot of us, Larry set the children of St. Kitts and Nevis right. We cannot look at Nagwandi and let them continue feeling they can fool us. Because that's all they want to do. These guys wealthy. We have to struggle. You see, they give us a little bonus, a little double pay. That's not blind the way. February next year we go back to square one. Please, people, please, we plead to you all. Do not let Mark Bradley and Joe have it well in St. Kitts. If Robert Bratcher was alive, it could have never happened. Because Bratcher left Bastia, shot over to Nevis, and fight for the lands, for the people in Nevis. And in St. Kitts, how could we deal? Let Levi Joe give every land to people. How we could dare do that? It has been insulting and embarrassment to the Labour Party. Joe has lost his way, but he's a Muslim. I know he's a Muslim. So they don't care. But I want them to know, you know, St. Kitts young boys them coming through. When they get the message that no land St. Kitts for them, I know that is the war to come. We might not be here. Me and Marisha and Mr. Gaskell and Tulu might not be here to see this war. But when the young people in St. Kitts Nevis understand that no land there for them to give the dream home, that's a war. That is a war. So my people, be strong and continue to support what is going on. DJ Marisha is doing a great job and we got to support him. And it could be 2 people are coming. Have a good afternoon, everybody, and Marisha will keep coming. We ain't backing down. We ain't afraid of them. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Brother Manners, as usual. Straight to the point. Direct message to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And like Mr. Manners said, we're not going to stop until the job is complete. Right about now, I want to call a colleague an icon, a real Kittitian division, a man in the likes of Dr. Garfield Alexander, a real down-to-earth icon. Come to the mic, sir.
Well, it's always a great pleasure to bat right after Manners. That wasn't the intention, but it ended up being the intention. The last match, well, not the last match, the very first match, I wasn't fully decided. And you know what made me decide? 2 persons from Nevis, Aishan and Banky. More so, Aishan. Because I know where Banky stood. But Aishan, as somebody in the service industry, really inspired me, and then because she come and she tell me that I'm coming to support you. So I had to come out. And today, again, I was undecided. I was in East Street lineman. Not because I don't support this, but I think I'm revolutionary every fucking day of my life. So, you know, the expressions don't always have to be that way. But I saw the Gaskells. And the reason why that resonated with me, because I've been one of them revolutionary youths, I always fighting the black against white. But to see those people come out in support, in mind, yeah, that touched me. But I have a deeper understanding of what's going on with our people and why they don't want to come out. Yeah. Everybody's not going to get it at the same time. And everybody's not going to get it at the same time. This is deep, and it's going to take deep persons coming out. So as small as the numbers be, it is what it is. And again, I want to reiterate, it's 2 sets of visions that inspired me today, because all of us is one federation. I don't even know how the politics has been able to separate St. Kitts and Nevis, because the people, you can't even go back a generation without putting up and either a division or a petition. They want people just separated by a channel. And as you can see by the youths next to me, the youth know this. So the numbers don't matter. For all the persons that are watching the numbers don't matter. As I see the biggest plant on this planet, the biggest tree, the most monstrous tree, started as a seed. And I see it is the smallest thing. And what the seed has to do, go underground in the darkness, in everything that is countercurrent to the tree, and be before that tree could come into being. So Mr. Mauricio, the Gaskels, thanks again.
Thank you, Brother Alexander. As I said, my icon there, the man himself, very down to earth, very real, very deep. My good people, when I started this campaign back on the 26th of September, at that time, it was many things that was on the agenda, and still on the agenda, and many more has come on the agenda since. Because though we are uniting around the SSG, and I'm happy that these young men come out to show their support, because we are fighting for them, their future and their kids' future. So to see them come out today in their numbers to support this cause, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the Gaskels. As you heard, Father Gaskell is 88 years of old. 88 years at the age of 88, for someone to come out on the street and walk for this cause, you gotta give them credit. Not only that, he came out with his wife, who is some 81 years old, who is blind. While we have people right here in St. Kitts Nevis who is afraid to come out to represent themselves, and they're the one who will be the beneficiary of what we are doing. Brother Charles Gaskell, you heard him spoke earlier, and he too has been very committed to this cause from the very onset. Brother Banky and his sister, the man Romeo Paris, Jeff Pemberton, the husband of Patricia Bartlett, deputy leader of the NRP. And as Mr. Gaskell said, for me this is not about politics. This is about wrong and right. This is about our country. You understand? When I look around folks on this terminal, and I see people like Dumpling and Jasmine and them here, struggling to make a living. Struggling. They already put in their time, but they're still struggling when they should be relaxing, enjoying their life, comfortable. They're still struggling to make ends meet. While I'm hearing in our hallowed halls of Parliament reports from our audit for 2020 for 2025, that our government, while they're harassing local citizens, they cannot get a couple dollars in their pocket, they cannot get a loan, and for those who have a loan and were struggling from COVID and try to get some relief from the interest and just pay the principal, the bank are telling our citizens no. They are saying no to the locals, while they are giving foreigners, big entity, loan in the amount of $27 million, interest-free, special loans. What these people coming in here from overseas are so special? Why petition and divisions are not special in their own homeland? My good people, I spoke about this couple of years ago, back in 22, I went as far as give some lyrics to Mighty Pat, to pen a song that he came home and sing. That we're soon to be alien in our country. Well, back then, when I gave Mighty Pat those lyrics to sing, we're soon to be alien in our country, I didn't realize we was already alien, because the reality of the day is that there are more economic citizens that have our citizenship and our passport than natural born petition and division. Let me repeat myself. The reality of the day is that there are more economic citizens that have the citizenship of St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Kitts and Nevis passport than natural born petition and division. And while I campaigned over the last couple of months for the Prime Minister and his government to give some kind of financial relief to the citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, they make the same mistake they make every year. The people who already have a job, the people who already have monies in their account, is the same people that end up with a double. Hear me again. The same people that has a job, that have the money coming in weekly or bi-weekly, the people that are beneficiaries in other ways is the same people that got the double. 2/3 of the people at St. Kitts Nevis, you could look around the Bastia area, you could see the folks on the streets. They don't have a job, they will never get a job, they're not happy. They need help. These are the people that need the services. These are the people that need the funds. And I really thought that by now, after 3 years, going on 4 years, this is in their 4th year, and a first term, and you're going to tell me that a doctor, in the likes of Dr. Joe, as the Prime Minister, a former Prime Minister, Dr. Denzel Douglas, they don't understand what poorness is about. They don't understand what people need to survive. Why are foreigners the beneficiary of everything in St. Kitts and Nevis? Our CBI, our passport have been sold at a pack of $250,000 US for family. Family could be a family of 4. Out of that $250,000, the government might get a $50,000 or $30,000. What they do with that money? They can ask the prison project over in Estridge. Similarly, the minimum cost for citizenship for that project is $175,000. A lot of money passed through these islands. As you heard the report yesterday, in 3 years, this Julian Labour administration racked up over $700 million in deficit. 3 years, over $700 million in deficit. What do people benefit? If I walk around this island and ask the people throughout the island, what did they benefit out of $700 million? They're gonna tell me in 3 years. But then they're out there taking pictures.
Yeah, laughing after poor people.
Laughing after poor people, putting people in positions to harass poor people who don't have a clue about the job that they're supposed to be doing. Our healthcare is in a mess. The market right across the street there is in a mess. The interior of the market is in a mess. The roof is leaking. But yet they give it a facelift. And look at the facelift they give it now. The colors of the LGBT flag. That is the color they give the market. What is my good cousin Marsha telling us? What is my good cousin Marsha telling us? That the fighter that I knew of poor people now got in there and hanging with the big wigs and forget where she came from in that night. That's what my cousin Marsha is telling me. Somebody give me an idea what time it is because I don't want to run over time and the police lock me up. And I would love to put my picture and the media. So, thank you. So my good people, as we look at the budget yesterday, there is a lot to really think about. A whole lot to think about. Because when I heard the Prime Minister and his team not giving Dr. Harris and Sean Richards the opportunity to make their presentation, I didn't know that these folks are still so childish. For grown men and women sitting in our hallowed halls, the Parliament, and carrying on in a fish market, the AG that has committed so much wrongdoing prior to becoming AG, and while he's AG, inside he is still encouraging our Prime Minister, by extension, the government to the wrong. The AG should not be working as an AG today. You cannot have criminal advising the government. And according to my good friend here, Brother Chesley Hamilton, there has been many associates of this drilled Labour administration that have been charged in various areas. They have been charged for crime in many areas. But you're not going to see the pictures scattered all over social media. But they have to go through the process. And some of them might get off the hook because they know how to swing, they know how to spin. You know? They know how to do the thing. This country is going through the mess that it's going through because of the bad actors in the Labour administration. And you got to drop everything at the foot of the Prime Minister. Because during our 2022 campaign, I said to Dr. Joe, we are campaigning about certain things. Whatever you do, please, when you get in there, don't go in there and do the same thing. Because if you go in there and do the same thing, I'm going to come at you. And I'm going to come at you harder than I went after the former administration. My grandparents always tell me, when your own lies bite you, it bites you very hard. And I can see that for myself now. Many Labour colleagues said to me, the generation the man who supported them, Dr. Drew was that Timothy Harris, you're going to find out the hard way. The man, they ain't no good, he dirty. That's what they tell me. As a matter of fact, I decided I'm going to give them a 2 year to get the act together. I will go into observation mode for 2 years. And I did just that. I sat in the background and I advised from the back, quietly, until I realized that these guys didn't intend. They have the intention of doing right. Because one of them told me, when I challenged one of them about what they're doing to the country, you know what they said to me? Marisha, you got to protect Dougie, and for Timothy alone, then Timothy could go. Well, what they have to protect Dougie about? And even if Dougie is guilty of something, Dougie is one man, you're going to destroy your whole federation of St. Kitts and Nevis from one man or two people. And whether you all want to accept it or not, you know, that is where it's at, you know. This problem that the city is having, I'll tell Dougie to his face, and I will tell Dr. to his face, and I will tell the agent to his face, and then are the problem. And then are the problem. I don't want nobody to come tell me about farmer administration. I do not want to hear about farmer administration because in 2022, we campaign against the farmer administration. We prosecute the case. I told Timothy Harris I'm going to try it in the public square. And whether he was guilty of the crime or not, his sentence was termination. That's why there's no team unity. That's why there's a Labour Party. So I don't want to hear today about what the farmer administration do. I want Dr. Jones' team to talk about what they have done to this country from 2020 to now. That is what I want to talk to them about. Not about Timothy Harris. Not about Pam. I don't want to hear about CCM. Because boy tell me let's get rid of them. But boy wasn't serious about getting rid of all of them. You only want to get rid of one. That is my view. Because if boy was serious about getting rid of all of them, the blood team in Nevis would not be there. And even today, with what's taking place in our beloved federation, you see boy doing some half-stepping. Boy not going all the way that he could go. Boy know more than what he's saying. Boy know a lot more than what he's saying. This country is in a mess because of them enablers. People like Boyer Samkanda, my cousin Dr. Martin, Erasmus Williams, Eddie Barron, all of them. All of my bad actors. They're out in the trap. They're getting something on the side. Who are benefiting but financially, they're benefiting otherwise. And they're enablers. So it's really citizens. And we have to do it. We, the citizens, this country cannot move forward under a Labour administration. So no matter how much double they give you all, no matter what gifts they bring, when that time comes and they put your foot in that boot to give your ex, make sure you ex them out. Find somebody else to give that ex. Not the Labour candidates. Labour is the problem. Dr. Drew is the problem. The Labour team is the problem. And there's a lot more to talk about. I can't talk it tonight because I'm pretty sure it's almost 6. Give me a time check there. About 5 minutes? Alright. Labour is the problem. And I'm talking plain and clear. If they think they're bad, I understand the courthouse and not the clock anymore. It's up there in the memorial. Let them take me up there. Let me go up there the top. If they want to challenge the DJ, let's go up on the memorial. That's all they have to do. I will sacrifice myself for this country. They will never do that. They will never do that. How could Dr. Joe go into Parliament and tell the people of this country Timothy is so bad because he gave 5,500 files to the Galaxy people for the prison project in Estridge. And anybody that's going to give away 22,000, 25,000 citizenship, that's equal to passport, that's equal to 22 new residents for St. Kitts Nevis. They should never face the people again to be re-elected when he didn't tell the people of St. Kitts Nevis. And he signed off on the CORs. His doctor to sign off on the majority of those CORs. He not tell the people that. He not tell nobody that, you know. But let's move on to Nevis. Because while St. Kitts may have some 40,000+ citizens, And he's accusing Timothy of giving away 25,000 passports. And Timothy should not show his face. Well, who carried the bill inside our parliament on the 31st of July? This SSD bill that is calling for 10,000 family and needs. 10,000 families, 10,000 by 4 is 40,000 people. The population of Nevis, they say some 13,000 something. So if you're going to put 40,000 people and Nevis against the 13,000, who will win the fight? Who will win the fight? Who will win the fight? My good people, are you going to step out there and play stupid and play dumb and say that listen to Malaysia? But when the time comes, when you cannot walk the street of this country freely, when you cannot walk the street of this country freely, and when whatever you already work hard for is taken away from you, I'll be here waiting to hear you come baby because I want to hear you all then. This is the time now to stand up to Prime Minister Joe, Premier Brantley and the entire team. I understand that today the Bar Association released another document. They are totally upset and not in favor of this bill. All other areas of social and the community are saying no to this thing. But you gotta tell me something. If we got 50,000 plus natural born citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis are telling these people, no, we don't want this. We have 11 of them want to come to the street to take it because we let them. Does that make sense? Time check there, time check. 6 o'clock. Officers, good afternoon. Officer, come. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. You should hit me with a stick, officer. You should hit me with a stick because I would never want to violate the rule. So my good people, it's 6 o'clock. And I want to thank the police officers for being so cooperative. I want to thank the High Command for the approval of the permit. And I want to wish everyone a safe holiday season. And I look forward to seeing you online. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Thank you.